Hey, what's up guys, it's me, Zero here, back at it again with another video. This one's a really funny topic, and I'll tell you what it is at the end. So, I also have a friend here, he goes by Harvey, but, yeah, there he was. But, before we get into this, remember to hit that like button. We get 10 likes, I'll do another one with this kid right here, Harvey. Hit the sub, notifications on, comment, and I will do a video on my other friend, which I talk about in the story. So this all starts a fateful day, somewhat in November, according to Harvey. So I get to the skate park, and guess who I see there? Yeah, I see Harvey sitting at the bench with a scooter in his hand, cause he thinks that's cool. So, we start scootering and skateboarding and doing everything, doing jumps, dropping in, kick flips, tail whips, all of that cool jazz, rail slides, manuals, board slides, scooter slide thingies. Yes. So we get down at the bench, grab a water, and take a second break to check our phones. And who do we see pulling up looking like he's from the Wild West on a huge ass 1800 spike?
Fucking bitch boy.
Yeah, that's who he's going by, because I don't know how else to call him. He's bitch boy from now on. So this kid comes dripped out in some cowboy boots with like the metal piece on the back still on, fucking like nice, like not super nice, but like jeans. He comes with the fucking flannel button up with a cowboy vest with like the holster pieces in it, and a belt has a huge ass buckle on it. He brings his bike onto the grass and hops off this huge ass bike, and he fucking stares us like he's a goddamn hillbilly in the eyes, and he looks at the ground, and he looks back at us, and he looks at the ground again, and then he reaches for it. Harvey, what did he reach for, and what did he do?
A dirty fucking cigarette butt. So, in his pocket he pulls out a lighter, takes the butt, puts it in his mouth, and lights it, which is absolutely disgusting.
I still laugh at how idiotic this kid is.
For real.
But basically, he then just starts to blow this smelly ass poop cigarette smoke in our face, and we tell him to stop. He's like, no, I can't say the word or I'll get demonetized. Starts with an F, and it's not fuck, and keeps telling us that we need to rip this poop cigarette, and basically that's not gonna happen. So me and Harvey go back to doing everything in the park that we can. We get bored and tired again, and we see sitting on the bench bitch boy talking all this shit, making fun of people, acting like he's the motherfucker of everything, and he owns you, and he's so badass because he looks like he's from the fucking 1700s.
Alabama type shit.
Yeah. So, well, basically, we sit down, take another break to check our phones, and this fucking dumbass is talking like he's our friend. He's like, hey guys, what are we gonna do today? You wanna come back to my house and hang out? Maybe have a sleepover? Like, he's our best friend, but he acts like this fucking dumbass, and he just fucking makes fun of everything and everyone. So we just say no thanks, well, that's what Harvey said, and then I said shut the fuck up and get away from me, you bitch. So before we get any further, I should probably tell some backstory on this kid. It all started in middle school, where me and Harvey were definitely in the same same school, because we were. And Harvey, why don't you give some explanations on what he did in middle school?
I was an 8th grader in the middle school at that time. It was pretty ass, let me tell you that. It was... Middle school is not that fun, but when you actually get to high school, it's way better. You get way more freedom. But yeah, Zero was a freshman that year, I believe, and I was just an 8th grader. So yeah, we didn't go to the same school at that time. But Bitch Boy, he actually went to the same school as Zero did, so that's how he knew him, and I just knew him from him being the douchebag around the park. You want to add in Zero? Do you want to add in?
You forgot to tell him about what he did when you were in 7th grade and I was in 8th.
Oh, yeah. So, when we actually both went to the same school, when he was an 8th grader, he decided a few times that it was a good idea to run up to random girls and grope them from their pussies and their asses, which is completely unacceptable and is a very disgusting thing to do. In general, he was just a very nasty dude who just wasn't that good of a person, which is why everyone does not like him, even though he thinks that everyone likes him.
Yeah, and I have more stories on him, well, because he was in the same grade as me, and like this kid would just say shit to me in the hallway. One time, like I'll talk about the one time that he forced me into the bathroom and wanted to fist fight me. If we get 10 likes, that'll be the next one. But he's done so much shit around the school, and I have so good stories about this kid, Bitch Boy. But so after school, I decide to go home, obviously, and I get bored because I didn't have any homework, and I decided it's a good idea to go to the skate park. And that's where the story starts, and it already did. So all of that other happened. I went to the skate park, blah blah blah, he was there, the other kid came, and blah blah blah. We get back to where we're skateboarding and scootering, we get back to the start. So we go back to skateboarding and scootering, doing all that jazz and doing all the tricks in the park that we can. And it gets late, lights are turning off, and we decide we should probably go home because everyone else but me, Harvey, Bitch Boy, and my other friend, like everyone else left besides them, and we're just walking, and I really have to take a piss. So we start walking, and I go into the porta potty, and I start taking a piss, phone and AirPods in hand, and I hear banging on the porta potty, giggling, all that, and I see the porta potty go once, and it goes a little bit up, and I get scared. Twice, it goes even further up, and I get even more scared. Third time, it goes slow, like it's on the edge, balancing perfectly. Like if any movement would happen, it would fall over, and I'm panicking, trying to run to the other side because it was the door. And you know what happens? It flips and on top of the door, and I'm stuck there. Drop my phone, drop my AirPods, and my wallet too. And I'm panicking, sitting in this white, toilet paper soaked, blue, brown chunks, a little bit of yellow stained toilet paper, soaked in that, head to toe, basically. And I get so pissed. This happened in 30 seconds. I get so pissed because it was on the door, and I was panicking and angry, so I just kick down the side of it, and it pops out like a puzzle piece. And I start running, and I'm so pissed looking at this fucking bitch boy kid saying I'm gonna kick his ass and that he better pay for my shit or I'm gonna kick his ass. What did you see during all of this, Harvey?
So basically what I saw throughout all of this was just him deciding to go fuck around with the porta potty. He started banging on it and all that sort of stuff. Starts rocking it and tipping it, and like what Zombie said, Zero said, it was on its side, like basically like perfectly at an angle, and then it just tipped. Like it all went in slow motion basically. And it's landed on the door. Then he starts banging on it, and then eventually it just like pops out. Like he said, it was a puzzle piece, because as you know, porta potties aren't built that well. They're just pieces of plastic that you take a shit in. And then yeah, he comes out all angry. Zero wants to fight Bitch Boy, and Bitch Boy has done a lot of damage. He ruined all of the stuff he had on him. Phone, AirPods, all of his clothes, and all that would have probably ran up to around 800 and maybe higher dollars. So yeah, that's a good amount of money right there that he basically put to waste. So Zero wanted to fight him, except Bitch Boy kept being a bitch, and he keeps talking shit, but he doesn't actually want to do anything. And then he basically just keeps talking and talking, doesn't do anything, runs away each time Zero tries to make a move, and he threatens to call the cops at one point, which was absolutely dumb, because he'd probably get in more trouble than that. Okay, back to you, Zero.
You talk about the whole point until we get to the apartment.
Okay, so basically we intended to leave basically after Zero took a piss, except then that was probably like 30 minutes ago. We are all sitting there. It is cold outside since it's November and it's dark out. It's probably like 9:45 at that point, and it's already freezing out. It's probably around like 35 degrees or whatever, because last year we had a very cold year, and it's cold that we're all shivering, especially Zero because he's soaked. But Bitch Boy just keeps on running away and keeps on starting shit, and then eventually we just see him like disappear because it's super dark outside. We were farther away from the lights, so we barely could even see anything, and we just see him like go off into the darkness, probably just to run away so he wouldn't like get his ass kicked. So basically then we rushed to the apartments nearest to the skate park, which probably took us about 15 or so minutes, and it's very cold outside, so all of us walk, and we go, and then eventually we wind up at an apartment, and they're very nice. In their main office space they have like a gym, bathrooms, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, then we get in there, it's super warm in there, and we decided to go into the bathroom and help Zero out by washing his stuff, which, yeah. Back to you, Zero.
Like, literally, we got to the apartment, like, the main area where the pool and head table and all that stuff is. And, like, Harvey was being so nice. He took off my sweatshirt, my shoes, socks, and, like, my phone and AirPods, washed them all, wiped them, washed them all, and, like, came back with the whole roll of paper towels wrapped around them all, make sure like they're not soaked, but they came back smelling pretty nice. And I was sitting there because I didn't have a ride back home, just pissed because I was supposed to be home 20 minutes ago, and Harvey, like, he tries to give me a ride, but he just can't. But my other friend comes in clutch because I gave him my phone, which hardly worked. He emailed his mom. His mom was like, "I'm on the way," and then he, like, when she got there, he said, "Oh yeah, can you give him Zero a ride home?" And his mom was like, "Yeah, whatever. Hop in." So I get into the car, and it's like she gave me like a towel that was at least 3 years old that sat in her trunk. So I'm sitting on that because I'm still, like, I'm not drenched, but I'm pretty soaked. I come back home to my, before I get to that, I get back, like, they pull up to my house. I get out and grab my board from the trunk, and she makes a comment to my other friend, and she was like, "I don't want to bring your friends home. Why do you make me do this?" And he just, like, he goes off on her, just starts saying, "Why can't you be nice, blah blah blah, carrying this, blah blah blah, carrying that." And I shut the trunk and speed walk to my door. I walk in, set my board down, and I instantly, my father tells me to give him my clothes and he's gonna wash and dry it, and I then need to hop into the shower. After I got out of that shower, it was the best feeling shower ever. After I got out of that, I literally had to sit down and tell my dad the entire story of what happened. And I eventually, like, got back my money, obviously, because he got scared that I was going to kick his ass and came to the door with, like, just him to my dad and gave me money for my clothes. And my dad said he seemed like a nice young man, which he was not. But then all the shit happens at school. He gets made fun of because of what he did. I also get somewhat, like, ridiculed, but they're like, they actually are joking. But he gets just fucking demolished, like, cursed, looked at bad in the hallways, called names, being, like, absolutely bullied by everyone. And he drops out of the school, and he goes on online school. And I still have more stories of what happens when he's on online school, because he'd still harass me and pretend to be my friend. But he gets ridiculed by, like, more and more by other people for what he did, and he does more shit. There's more stories for that. Like, he just does more bad shit, like dumb pedophile stuff, and he just gets, like, fucking, he has no friends, so he moves to Texas, and that's the end of that story. So remember to, like, 10 likes on this. I'll do another story on him. And if we comment anything, like, comment that you want a story of my other friend, I'll tell a story about him, and you might eventually get his name besides other friend. So this is a peace out from me, Harvey.
Peace out, guys. Have a good night or day, whatever time it is.
Yeah, and me and Harvey might do another video soon. We just gotta get told to. Peace out, guys.
Peace.